Welcome back, everybody, to video number 3. Yes, that is Mike Tyndall in a Speedo on the right. Looking good, Mike. All right, this is the video where we cover all the working royals and everything that they're doing, so let's jump in and cover it, shall we? Let's go. To start, we have Lady Amelia Windsor, who attended the Royal Academy of Art's summer exhibition preview party in London. Let's move on now to Queen Camilla, who stepped out for another horticulturally inspired engagement at the London's The Garden Museum. They had a Gardening Bohemia exhibition on Wednesday at the attraction on the South Bank in the capital. So this is a church turned into a museum, and it is dedicated now to gardening exhibits. It's being reported that Camilla is a regular visitor there, and she even said that even though Charles is the patron, she's going to try to nudge him to where she can take it over because this celebrates women's gardening, which is something we all know she has a big, green thumb. Alan Titchmarsh, who we saw with Sophie last time and who is president of the museum, said that he just loves the fact that the Queen is so enthused about all this. Now, there were lots of exhibitions, but Camilla seemed to really like a 17th century tapestry depicting a woman gardening in spring, which was recently acquired. As well as this, these are landscaping plans for Buckingham Palace from some British gardens. I love it. All right, moving on. Next up, we're going to talk about Prince William. We all know, I don't know why they say it's a surprise visit. Everybody knew he was going. He went to Cardiff, and the reason he went was to help celebrate the seaweed industry and food innovation in Wales. He went by train. This picture of him shows that he's definitely king material in my, opinion. So William was highlighting different events on how seaweed could be used across different industries. Now, these visits may not be in the correct order. We know that he stopped at 0 to 5 Food Industry Center in Cardiff. Now, when William arrived at this place, he took a tour that included the developmental kitchens, a sensory suite for testing products, a consumer observation kitchen, and how this place provides food businesses with technical, operational, and commercial support so that they can, operate more efficiently and effectively. He also heard how these businesses that serve food and drinks can access the center's industry leading facilities and how they can benefit from practical support. He also got to nibble on and try some of the food that they were producing. So Prince William wanted the Earthshot Prize to really make an impact, and obviously it is. He's doing great work. When this was over and he went outside and the public was so happy to see him and greet him, he truly is, the people's prince. Love it. Let's move on. Now, one quick thing about Prince William, he was admiring some seaweed-made golf tees when he stated that, he's never played golf again after he was hit on the head by a golf club when he was a child. He was 8. He had a fractured skull. He needed, major surgery. And while he was talking to some of the Earthshot Prize winners there, while he was there, somebody pointed to his scar and said, do you still play? And he's like, nope. FYI, while he was there, he also toured Project Blue, which is the first global pet brand to offer a full range of seaweed-based ingredients for pet food. All right, moving on. Let's move on now to Edward, the Duke of Edinburgh. On June 4th, he went to visit the National Youth Theatre at the National Creative Production House for Young People because he is the patron. And so they got together to attend a meeting to exchange ideas. Next up, we have Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh. She went with the U.S. ambassador in the UK to view a new memorial called Mother and Justice. This memorial has been dedicated to survivors of conflict-related sexual violence worldwide. What a beautiful statue. Now, the young lady with the brown hair is Nadia Murad. She's the founder of Nadia Initiative, and she won the Nobel Peace Prize because in 2014, ISIS attacked her homeland, and after she escaped, she began speaking out for survivors of that particular kind of violence. Good for her. And a big thank you to Remoulade Sauce, as usual, for showing us everything that Sophie was wearing. She looked lovely. Now, continuing on with Sophie, she is now in Germany. She met the troops and she said, and I'm quoting, "The fact that you've been given the opportunity to prove that we've got an extremely capable and reliable reserve force is very exciting." For those of you who don't know, this is Rhino Heart, as the Royal Colonel is what she's visiting in that capacity. And this was to the Queen's Own Yeomanry. And this is her first visit to the regiment in the field. And Exercise Rhino Heart goes for over 2 weeks in Germany, and it marks the largest deployment of Army reservists in nearly 3 decades. So while Sophie's there, she's engaging with the troops and looking at what they can do. Love it. Next up, we have Maersk, and they're in Birmingham on the final day of the multi-module exhibition 2024. And so Princess Anne, Her Royal Highness, who is patron of trans age, showed up to hang out with the leadership team. I think that's pretty cool. And after that, or before that, you should know that the Princess Royal held the 16th investiture in 2024 at Windsor Castle. Over 70 people got their honors. And then a few days ago, Princess Anne was spotted at the Bramham Horse Trials. And one of the reasons, other than the fact that she happens to love horses, one of the reasons she was there was to hand out awards for the trial's 50th anniversary. Anne was totally in her element. She looked very relaxed. I love her signature updo, and I really liked her little brooch with the purple ribbon on it. And I've always thought that she was very stylish. Looking good, Anne. Love the scarf too. Let's move on. Good news for King Charles. He has been given the go-ahead by his doctors. He will be attending the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Samoa on October 21st, and he's going to visit Australia later this year, which tells us that her cancer treatment must be going well, or they wouldn't let him do all of this. Fabulous. Moving on. We're finishing up now with Mike Tyndall. He was with James Haskell and Alex Payne, the hosts of The Good, the Bad, and the Rugby podcast. And they call them budgie smugglers, little tiny bathing suits, very skimpy swimming trunks. They were on the Bondi Beach. The three of them went to Australia to see what else the country has to offer beyond rugby. They met some really cool Australian animals. They faced legendary cricketer Glenn McGrath in the nets. And this is like lots of fun, and I love the photos. I just think that's the funniest thing I think I've ever seen. All right, you guys, hit the like and the subscribe button and go down into the description box where you'll find the links to my Twitter, my Gettr, my Rumble, my email, my Patreon, my Amazon wish list. If you've donated anything to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, have a great day.